Welcome back to Captain America Super Soldier. So now let's get outside. Slowly. And see if we can get to Madame Hydra soon enough. Oh, there's Falsworth.
So close, yet so far, your captain.
Oh,
Well, that worked
And
out.
Falsworth is dead.
Unfortunately, no.
Don't you mean fortunately not?
You'll see later, Jova.
Consider it done.
You nearly killed the guy you were trying to save, you
longest yard.
dipshit.
Dugan, above us.
You
Although,
nearly blew it up.
although it did give us the distraction that we need.
Distraction. Our target nearly died.
Alright, before actually going after Madame Hydra, well, since I just saw here, where it goes, these are actually a relatively open particular area. I think I'm gonna go hunting a bit of the trinkets here, so for the convenience I'll speed up in a second. Don't
It's
worry.
almost as, Sorry, go on.
Lives.
It's almost as bad as in Suburban Commando, where at the beginning you're meant to be saving the president, and yet you just leave him there to get blown up.
yes.
Don't worry,
It's a
Falsworth.
weird-
I'll save you after I get the collectibles.
There you
The
go.
True American hero.
Thankfully, Dugan spares you also the inconvenience of a boss fight against this thing, but don't worry, we'll have to fight on our own, another one of these later on. There you go, normally you're supposed to defeat that warden and get into that door, but I'll get to it in a second. For now, let's move on.
So what's this song?
Death and Glory from Mad World.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I might as well talk a bit about the upgrades because I only mentioned them briefly in one of the previous parts. They're all combat specific, but they actually do help. A bit similar to what we do in the Batman Arkham games. They range from, increasing the number of hits that you can perform with your shield when you throw it, to having different maneuvers when you're counter-attacking, an enemy. The enemy normally has this splashing animation, and if you press the button at the right time, Cap will do a normal counter-attack, but if you press a different button at the time, Cap will perform a different action, for example. Another thing that this particular section also gives you plenty to destroy is one of the other minor collectibles, quote-unquote, of the game, destroying statues of Zimu's castle. I don't know why it's considered a collectible, but it's fun to do so. Gives you a trophy and everything, so I get to do that off screen. Because they also have, giving you more of the extra stuff like the concept art and the minor side missions. Alright, let's defeat the warden. Please stay down.
Thank you.
It looks like he'll have a nice nap.
Yeah, that should be the name of the game. Captain America's Bedtime Stories.
Looks like the Zemo family.
Keep your powder dry. Whatever the hell that means.
Now that's basically back then. They had gunpowder to be able to fire the guns properly, and if gunpowder is wet, well, it would be very useful.
Yeah.
I suppose. Anyway, this particular Zemo, part of Zemo's castle, is all about another interior, similar to the early levels we have been. But this will function basically a gigantic marathon against Madame Hydra, which means Cap will have to beat her a bit, then she will retreat to another section of the building, and so on. Also, nice painting and statues.
Plane must have crashed near here.
Ah, I do like a persistent suitor.
In the meantime, here's a little bit of interesting trivia.
Go on.
While we're at it. Shuri and Webbs, guess what? What if I told you that once upon a time, Red Skull swapped bodies with Captain America?
Actually, I would love to have seen Hugo Weaving try to be Captain America.
Yeah, basically used the Cosmic Cube, which was basically a magical MacGuffin, let's just put it shortly.
I recall correctly, that cosmic cube actually was a cosmic cube and not an infinity stone in disguise.
Remember, well, no, Java, the Cosmic Cube in Infinity Stone is like an exclusive for the MCU.
Exactly.
Most useful to Hydra.
You're used to speaking to me when I'm restrained, or behind bars, or out of reach. But things are different now. I'm not one of the helpless prisoners you enjoy torturing. And I'll ask again. Where is Falsworth?
Well, one of your men stupidly nearly blew him up, so he's probably in hospital right now.
Oh shit. Alright, as the Zola files informed us, she has a very high range of fire thanks to the automatic pistols she has. So the key of this fight is to counter her attacks most of the time, because throwing your shield doesn't work. She has actually a decent dodge, you know. So it's when you see the more red slash, it means you can actually counter, just parry it, because Cap can take it. But if you see the normal one, counter it as soon as you can, because that's the only damage you can give. And in between, she will send, you know, rounds of ghouls, so you can actually, you know, build them properly, potentially recover your health thanks to the special moves. Here we go.
He's one man. Strike him down.
Yeah, he's a man, not a god.
Must I do everything myself?
Yeah. Basically, for me, right now was just basically experimenting to see what sticks. Yes, Jova?
Hmm?
Oh, I thought you were saying something.
Actually, that was surely saying something.
No, it's too late now anyway.
Well, I was actually trying to finish up, so that as well, I guess.
Done.
So yeah, basically, Shiroi, thanks to the power of Cosmic Cube, and you can see that panel there, through that all that nightmare fuel imagery, Captain America switched bodies with the villain.
That's
Almost.
pretty light in terms of Nightmare Fuel, to be honest.
What did I trade you for?
So yeah, that would be interesting if, like Dugan said, it would be interesting to see Hugo Weaving and Chris Evans trying to execute this storyline.
Kind of like face off in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A man in your country.
Ooh.
Oh, let me think of another one. Oh, here, Jova, since you're a big Black Panther fan, why don't you help me explain this one? Tell us about that time that Captain America fought Black
I
Panther.
do everything myself.
Which one? There's been so many.
T'Challa's father, I think.
Yeah.
The time with T'Challa's father. Basically, you know, thanks to Captain America being one of the, shall we say, older superheroes, at some point he fought T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, in his prime at some point here and there. It was, an interesting fight, to say the least. A bit of an awkward conversation when he met T'Challa, but I digress.
The interesting thing is that Zemo was involved. So.
Yep,
Yeah, I remember
Zemo was
he-
involved.
He had a base in Africa.
Oh boy, Zemo. Guy talks a
The
big
funny
game,
thing is that as far as supervillains from Hydra go, Zemo is actually pretty basic. He has a sword, and that's it. He uses his skill, intellect, and tactician, you know, mastery to play everyone else like fools.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Think we're good to go. Yeah.
Just collecting all that before I go on and save the day.
Stealing everything. It's for the good of the allies. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to
Oh, at least someone was nice enough to lit up the chimney, like that.
Almost seems a little too welcoming.
All right, door number 1 or number 2? Number 1. Oh, there she is. Ooh.
Get back here!
Quickly, seal the door.
Oh,
It would help if you ran the correct way, Captain.
I was trying to see if I could actually exit the room to see if the other were actually Ultron stuff,
okay.
but damn. So we need to find another way in.
There must be another way in. Better take a look around.
Oh yeah, by the way, you get sometimes these music box noise, but I actually don't know what it means, if it's a reference to something or not. Because it's tied to some of the collectibles, but not really in a precise pattern. I honestly don't know what it means.
Bingo. This should lead
There you go, another secret passage.
Always a bookcase.
Yep.
It's stylish.
Yeah, it is.
And here's the best thing, we can catch everyone by surprise with this one.
Keep your eyes on that door. It won't hold him for long.
So I have two bars of my shield, so let's try to... Oh, first of all, let's
Bold of
take
you to
this
assume we
for
use
a
the door.
second.
I'll just
Ruling
take
pistol and
that.
saber. So let's try to use my two of the shield to do this. Oh, actually, yeah, that there you go. The game also gives you a subtle hint. Let's try to hit. There you go. There we go. Perfect.
What have you
Dong!
done to Falsworth?
Oh, that's not an answer. There you go. The weaponizing special move against the Warden overloads their air tank, meaning that they cause an area effect explosion. So it gives you a good crowd control move. Ow. There we go. Unfortunately, this starting with this round, the fire rate of Madame Hydra increases, so you will always have to keep an eye on her to see what, and also keep your shield on you to counter properly. Even when she steps down, actually hitting her is actually quite challenging because she does that kind of side swipe move where she uses her guns to do an arc, and inflicts quite the damage. So always be careful. But you can potentially cheese through also with special moves. So if you feel lucky enough, go ahead.
This is beneath me.
And yet you came down here.
Okay, dodgy.
Basically, again, most of the hit that I get here is just me experimenting, because this fight can actually get a bit tricky.
Seems
But
like
honestly,
the idea.
sorry, go on, Jova.
Seems like the idea is to counter and stun her and then go in for the kill.
Yeah, there you go. The problem is that sometimes, there you go, she uses the higher fire rate, the one with the red marker, which means that you can't counter, you're just forced to stay put and dodge. Also, sometimes she pulls the Zigbar-like move where she does the R for reload move, and that's where you're supposed to potentially strike.
Give up, Captain. Your friend is lost.
The gas of course represents the area where you cannot go, but switching between each of the phase means that you can also go back to those areas.
Very
There you
nice.
go. There's another egg. There's not a collectible there, but
It's just, when the music stops abruptly like that, I keep thinking the part's gonna pause.
no. There we go. But at least she's on her last legs anyway. Yeah. Now there we go. The fighting pattern starts having a more logic approach to it. Is usually like one unblockable, two reflectable, and then another unblockable. Oh Jesus. There we go. Meaning that again you can strategize, because throwing away the shield is the worst thing that can happen to you in this boss fight. I can imagine in our difficulty this is actually quite a challenge. Well, look at that moonwalking she does. I guess this is a Sega game after all.
But of course.
Sure, lady. Give me a second.
He's just one man who's constantly been a thorn in your entire organization's side.
Again, once again, Jova, Hydra personnel doesn't really know the concept of giving up.
Yeah.
Remember that whole mantle? Yeah, you cut a head off and grow anyway. I know I'm paraphrasing, but still.
Yeah, it's close enough, Libs. Come on, stay down.
Just a little bit more.
She killed one of her own men. Again, friendly fire. Friendly fire is can also help you with this. Oh, damn it. There you go. Now for the last portion, I think she's just gonna stay up. So the way to cheese her remaining HP will be just to counter. That's because basically the ending cutscene has her being there. When it comes to boss fight, I tend to prefer the Baron von Strucker one, but honestly I think this one is also pretty good. Again, compared to the average Arkham, Batman Arkham boss fight, this actually gives quite the variety and different strategy. It's actually again more similar to what Deathstroke is in Arkham Origins. There we go. 1, 2, and there you go. Ooh. Oh, of course. Conveniently placed explosive set.
Not so
I got a
slick.
bit.
There you go.
I got
There you go, Dweebs. And actually, like Maria Hill in Avengers movie, she gets card.
But hang on a minute, there was an explosion right near her earlier. Scar her face.
I would sacrifice my life to give the master the time he requires.
The lip syncing is a little off, isn't it?
Zola, no. I answer to a greater.
Also, I shot. But yeah, big surprise, the Red Skull is about to arrive at the place. So this is also a problem. Oh. And she rides off to the sunset, never to be seen again, unfortunately. I get the idea that next level games wanted to keep an open end and not kill these villains right here and here, but it's a bit of a shame. Similar to Strucker, you'll be able to enjoy more of her with the comlings in the challenges.
Oh no!
Go on, Joe. Sorry, Pedro.
Well, actually, no, you unlocked the diary, though.
I don't think I'm gonna. I'm gonna read it now. Yeah, I'll read it more like leave it listen. Actually, there's actually quite. Yeah, I think the rest of his party is listening to them.
Who knows, Tio? Maybe given the MCU's track record, we'll see her in Phase 4 at some point.
Remember, she's already in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Although she has been killed currently, so I don't know.
And that's
spoilers.
And to be fair, that's kind of a different Madame Hydra as well, so maybe this Madame Hydra will show up again with the anti-aging drug that apparently Hydra has.
Yeah, we apologise to those who haven't seen the
Blibs, we mentioned this a couple of parts ago, actually.
I probably wasn't there when you said it.
Actually, you were.
Well, you forgot. Whatever.
I can barely contain my rage.
I can hear that from your tone.
Fully occupied the castle and begun alterations. No, desecrations. The splendor of the ballroom is defiled.
Oh.
The beauty of the architecture has been
Wow, what did they do? Take a dump in them?
Well, dudes, we have seen what they did. They crashed the entire place, redecorated somehow to make sure it's more of a set of barracks for their high forces.
Pretty much tore it from the inside out.
Remember, Baron Zemo built this as a symbol of opulence, beauty, and riches.
These artifacts must be preserved for future generations.
About that, Zemo.
Well, we got some of them, but a couple actually were taken away.
Let's just say your descendant won't exactly have much to work with.
I must try. To leave anything behind is abhorrent to me. I can tarry no longer. Zola covets my personal quarters and grows impatient with my
You
continual
can tarry no longer and yet spending time writing your diary.
Well, Dweebs, remember, at this point, the Zemo is confined to a bed because he had the accident, so he needs to give the impression that he's, bedridden.
appropriated much of my
And
technology.
it does-
But he has a plan, actually.
Alter it in any way not obvious to my genius. As a result, I am able to move relatively freely within many portions of the castle.
That's also why the
Reaching the
secret
outside
passages were a
will
thing.
prove more difficult due to the guards who swarm about like maggots on a corpse. A distraction shall have to be arranged to draw them away.
What kind of distraction?
I have it. The Red Skull fancies himself the Overman,
Oh.
the epitome of physical.
Keep in mind, Zemo doesn't know the true extent of the Red Skull's strength capabilities being, augmented by the serum.
Skills I have been taught.
So, but right now, his arrogance makes you think like, oh, okay, he thinks he's a smartass. I'm gonna 1v1 him in a sword fight and gonna steamroll the shit with it.
Yeah, sure, Zemo.
In the dead of night, my faith flags. Am I truly fully recovered from my injuries?
Oh, having cold feet, are we?
Possible that the skull might actually defeat me.
Changes his mind rather quickly.
Well,
Secondary
keep in mind, Waves, this guy has seen his life being destroyed in a matter of weeks. So,
I guess he's not exactly in his most mentally stable condition.
I have in mind.
yeah. And keep in mind, he also had that accident, and now he has his cowl permanently fused on his face.
Yeah.
As many treasures as I have been able to retrieve are secreted in my family's safe houses throughout the world. Soon I shall join them. Yet there remain heirlooms I was unable to reach.
There you go, Jova. Those are the ones that we have found scattered through the
For they
dimension.
shall haunt my dreams.
Yeah, and I think that's all of them. There you go. Alright. Go on, Pedro, while the party is finishing.
Basically, Shiro, you know how in Civil War, Steve was briefly dating Peggy's granddaughter?
Sharon.
Yeah, Sharon. Basically, Shiro, that's actually inspired by another comic storyline where basically Steve was taking her on a date and proposed to her. However, she turned him down because she wasn't able to give up her duties to S.H.I.E.L.D. And basically, Captain America basically had one of those moments where, you know what, kind of like how Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2, where, you know what, fuck it. And he literally says, and I quote, "The time has come for Captain America to finally die, so that Steve Rogers can begin to live." So
Was that when
basically,
Bucky became Captain America for a bit?
But
I'll
once
have to
again,
look
Jova, it's either Bucky or Falcon that becomes
Yeah,
I think
the
Falcon-
substitute
I've-
Captain America.
I think Falcon was after he died, after the end of Civil War, and Bucky was for that time when he decided to
I
quit.
distinctly remember, Jova, there was another time where Falcon became the new Captain America in the 90s.
Oh,
we-
yeah. He also became Captain America again during the Nick Spencer run of Captain America. You know, the, Hail Hydra era.
Anyway, tune in for the next part where I think, if I recall correctly, we'll see the Red Skull arriving at Castle Zemo. See ya.
Alright.
But
yeah.
See ya.